guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm here with my mom.
Hi.
And we are making a Valentine's Day dinner. This will be dinner for two, all with ingredients from Aldi. And my mom is amazing at, what is it called?
Well,
Tablescaping.
Tablescaping.
All of my amazing decor in my house, anything you guys see that you like, is because of her. Like, she's really good at decorating, and she definitely is really creative, and her background is in interior design. So for her parties, they always have amazing centerpieces and tables, and I thought, what a great opportunity to bring her in today. We've been to Dollar Tree, and I'm going to make the dinner, and she is going to show you how to set your table with like a ridiculously small amount of money. So this isn't going to be like a $5 dinner from Aldi. We are going to up our price tag because it is a Valentine's Day dinner for two. But you will definitely pay way less if you get your ingredients from Aldi, and definitely a lot less if you are opting to do this sort of thing instead of going out to eat. So let's get started. All right, for our Valentine's feast, we are making Cornish Game Hens with roasted vegetables and some asparagus risotto as our side. I'm gonna start prepping my veggies. I'm gonna go with the sprouts first. These were $2.29 for the bag, and I'm going to be using half of the bag. To prepare your sprouts, you're gonna cut that little butt end off and then just slice them in half. Also, it's worth noting that you wanna remove any of those little loose leaves because those will get burned in the oven, and you definitely don't want that. And you wanna also make sure that you give them a nice good rinse in case there's any little bits of like dirt or dust. You definitely don't want a gritty sprout. I'm also using this bag of baby carrots. These were only 89 cents for the bag, and I'm using half of the bag. And all I'm gonna do is make sure that there's no like bad spots or little chunks on them, but they all looked good already. And the last veggie that we're doing are these beautiful potatoes. These colorful potatoes were $2.99, and I'm using half of the package. And because they're so small, I am gonna use a fork to poke some holes in them so they don't explode. If you're using larger potatoes, you could just cut them into like smaller bite-sized pieces, and that would work perfectly well too. I just really like the color of these. Next, I'm going to toss all of those veggies in a 9x13 pan, again, removing any of those loose leaves that I see laying around. Next, I'm gonna throw some olive oil on there. You can use other types of oil too, but I like the flavor of olive oil on veggies, and I just used a couple tablespoons. Next, in the way of spices, you can spice these however you want. I prefer a very like savory blend, which to me is sage and thyme. You could also put some rosemary in there, but these were the ones that I chose today, and of course salt and pepper. And these are fabulous spices from Aldi, and they're only $1.99. I am also going to throw in a scoop of chopped garlic. You could also use fresh garlic, but I really love this jar from Aldi. It's only like $1.19, I believe. I'm not gonna count any of the spices in the amount in our total because you could really use any spices you have laying around. I, of course, got mine at Aldi. Next, we are going to start preparing the birds. I'm just going to coat the bird in some olive oil and kind of just like smush it around till it's all coated in there. And I'm using the same spices, that sage and thyme, and I am not measuring any of it. I am just coating my bird in it till it looks good to me. There's really not a lot of exact measurements in this. It's just kind of do what you feel. And I'm also gonna put salt and pepper on top of it as well. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of this thyme and I'm gonna stuff it inside of the bird. It is really going to make it smell amazing having that in there. And I'm also going to take a lemon. This lemon was only 31 cents at Aldi, and I'm going to cut it in half. We'll use the other half on the other bird. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of juice inside and then pop the lemon in there. This is going to keep the bird so juicy, and it'll be so fragrant and amazing. Now I'm just going to place each of the hens on top of my vegetables. This is really nice. Everything bakes at the same temperature and at the same time, and you only have to use the one pan. Now I'm just going to pop those into a 425-degree oven for 50 minutes. All right, so while our birds are in the oven, we are going to go ahead and start with the tablescaping. So I just want to walk you guys through some of the stuff we found today at Dollar Tree.
First of all, you need like a base to put on your table, whether it's a tablecloth or whether it's your wood table or whatever. We chose wrapping paper because
Getting
it's
creative.
quite wide, and it's the width of the table, and afterwards too, you can just ball it up and throw it away, you know.
Or recycle it.
Recycle it.
Or you can also use the rest of it then, just throw it in your paper stash and use it. So that's kind of nice.
So we're gonna just,
because they didn't have tablecloths at Dollar Tree that
Tree.
weren't plastic, and we wanted to
a pattern.
We wanted to elevate it a little, so that's why we got the wrapping paper, which I thought was a brilliant idea.
Yes. You don't have to have a placemat, but I think it gives it a lot of personality. And these, we got 3 of these, one for each person and then one for the center of the table.
Okay.
Every table needs to have a centerpiece, and for especially a dinner like this, whether you want it to be a little romantic, you kind of want to have candlelight. You need to have flowers. Every table needs something that looks alive, whether it's a plant, whether it's a bowl of fruit. It needs
That's
to have
a good rule to let go by.
Yeah, if you have light
and something alive.
It can be fake flowers, but something that looks
okay.
real.
And then keep that one in your back pocket, guys.
To put it on, like either a placemat or a table runner or a tray.
These were a clever choice too, because we went with more of like a silvery theme, but you could use these all the time. These aren't like really Valentine-y, you know? You could use these for anything.
All the time.
So we already have plates, silverware, and cups that we like already have in our stash of stuff that we aren't including in this haul that we didn't get from Dollar Tree. However, the glasses, the wine glasses, and the plates actually did come from Dollar Tree at one point, but are not included in this haul because we're going to assume that you do have those things. But if you don't, go to Dollar Tree. And the thing that every plain plate needs is
a charger. It's a very inexpensive way to dress up your table and add a little color or a little just glamour, elegance to it. It looks more like fine dining.
Yeah.
So
the plate goes on
silverware.
Top of this. Yeah.
Yep, you don't eat off of that. You
just
put your plate on.
It's just a decorative plate.
Okay, so we're gonna use that. For our napkins,
they do not have napkins at Dollar Tree. They don't have cloth napkins. So we got a little creative.
We got bandanas.
That's a good
2
one.
in a package, but we're not gonna use this plaid one. You could use that for something else, but we're gonna use the ones with the little hearts. So we did get 2 packages of these.
I think that was really clever.
So that's
I'm not gonna
really
lie.
good. For the centerpiece, Claire got some flowers from Aldi, and we got a vase from Dollar Tree, and we have 3 candle holders for tea lights that we're gonna put in there. We also got the tea lights from the Dollar Tree. These are LED flower lights.
Have you ever seen these at Dollar Tree? This was a new one for me.
They're like roses. We're gonna incorporate those somehow in with our
the napkins, I'm pretty sure.
Scatter is either it could be like little sequins, little cutouts, little sparkles that you just scatter on your table to make it look fancy. We just got some plain hearts. You'll see them a little bit better when we, well, I can open it up right now. Oh, we got to stick in our vase.
Because our flowers are a little purpley. We wanted to bring in some of the flower colors into the table.
And then we've got we've got to have some chocolate. So we have just some silver kisses to put on our table too. So
all right, you ready?
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna
ready to escape?
Get this going.
This looks so beautiful. Now tell me, how many items from Dollar Tree did it take to do this?
18.
$18 for this whole
$18.
set. All right, back to our meal. I actually got this baguette at Aldi for only $1.39, and I'm going to use a quarter of it. I'm just gonna cut 4 little pieces, and I'm gonna throw them in the oven directly on the rack next to the pan where the hens are, and that will just make it nice and warm and crispy around the edges, and it'll really give that sort of restaurant feel. And now I'm also gonna make my risotto. This doesn't take any time, like it's so quick and easy. It just comes right in the packet, and it was only $1.79. You just follow the instructions. All you have to do is add water and cook it until it's delicious. Alrighty, our birds are ready to come out of the oven. The temperature should be about 160 degrees inside. Of course, you want to get that up to 165 in order for it to be safe. And you do that by creating a little tin foil tent and letting those sit for 10 minutes. And then you are ready to plate. And I am serious, these make such a huge impact. They are such a beautifully presented meal. It definitely looks like something that you really had to try on. Very, very impressive looking dish. All right, you guys, my meal is finished, but you've probably been wondering since the beginning, Claire, you're a vegetarian. Why are you cooking this meat? And it's because a lot of you aren't vegetarians, and a lot of you, especially on Valentine's Day, might be cooking for a spouse who is not a vegetarian. Today, I'm actually cooking for my parents. They are going to be enjoying this meal today. So let's take a look at the final product. Oh my goodness. There must be like a word for the satisfying feeling of a beautiful plate of food, right?
Yeah.
There has to be.
I don't know what it is, but...
And the wine we have selected is from Aldi. This is just a really simple rosé, and it was $4.99.
Happy Valentine's Day. 38 years.
Aww. Ooh.
Look at how juicy this is. So good.
Excellent.
How's the risotto? Somebody give the risotto a bite. How's the risotto?
Very good.
Nice. And of course, after a meal like that, we have to make some dessert. I am actually making really simple chocolate covered strawberries. The strawberries were $1.79, and I'm only using half of the container. I'm also using half a bag of chocolate chips, as well as a quarter of a package of almond bark, which is the white chocolate. And seriously, you don't need anything fancy to do this. You just microwave it in 15 to 30 second spurts until your chocolate is really liquidy. Also, you'll notice that I dried my strawberry off first because a wet strawberry will not dip well. So I'm just putting it on my silicone mat, and while those are chilling, I'm doing my white chocolate, and I'm just using a little baggie instead of like a pastry bag, and I'm just drizzling just to make it look a little bit fancy. And seriously, they're so delicious and so easy. All right, you guys, so if you have been following along and you want to know the total price of this meal, here we go. All right, so for the full entree and the sides and everything, the whole dinner for both people, not per person, for both people cost $12.53, which is, I think, an amazing deal. It's definitely more expensive than your everyday meal, but it is Valentine's Day. And if you were to order like a Cornish hen at a fancy restaurant, I mean, you'd spend so much money on just your entree, and it really wasn't that much work to make. And yeah, there's no reason not to try to do this yourself. It is such a huge cost saver, and this is not like a budget type of meal. Like if your spouse sat down to this, they would be totally impressed. The other notable price tag would be for the dessert that I chose today, which are the chocolate covered strawberries. Now I could have gone with like a cake or something a little bit like heavier, I guess, for the dessert, but I opted to do the strawberries because I think they're very romantic, and it's like kind of nice and light, but still like really sweet. So I thought it was the perfect ending for this meal. And for these chocolate strawberries, I didn't even plate all of them. I have more in the fridge. It only cost me $2.42. I can't believe how much people are selling these on Facebook and stuff this time of year for like 15 bucks a dozen. That's crazy. Just make your own. I can't believe what a good deal that was. And the last thing, of course, is the wine that I got at Aldi, which I told you earlier was $4.99. So as you can see, this meal is totally affordable and totally doable and will totally make your Valentine's Day super fancy and special. Leave me a comment down below, let me know what you thought or if you're gonna be trying this. And of course, come back for more mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. And if you really liked this style of video, I will leave a link in the description box down below of all of my Aldi recipe videos. There are lots of them and you'll definitely find something in there that you're into if you liked this one. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!